Today in the news, a civil organization, Kimpact Development Initiative, advocate against election violence in Nigeria, organized a public presentation of the 2023 Nigerian Election Violence Report with the theme, A Quest for a Peaceful Election, Security Interventions and Assessments. Speaking at the event, the convener, Bukola Idowu, lead team, Kimpact Development Initiative, while sharing data of observations and analysis, shows that whilst Nigerians yearn for credible, free and fair elections, electoral violence variable points to all stakeholders who played ugly roles before, during elections, contrary to best practices.
Each of the states have their own peculiarity. Now, let me also tell you that the number you are seeing on the bar are not percentage, but they are occurrence in terms of the numbers at which they occur over the 17 weeks. So what it means is that, for instance, in Delta, when you look at these three, burning of property happened within that 7 weeks, was reported 3 times in Delta. But in Delta, you see a very close margin of what we call physical violence and then the destruction of property, which is like others. So, and when you look at it, this also gives you a picture on the election day what the picture look like in South. When you look at Imo had record of adoption, have assassination, then we have physical violence, we have shooting, was reported in the period of 17 weeks, 15 times. And then 33, that is others, that destruction and those issues. Then you look at Kaduna. We have 56% pre the election day. 56 reports that talks about the physical violence. But you also see abduction 1, and then you look at Osun. Now, Osun is so peculiar because Osun in Osun in July had the election, but at the same time, it looks like there are other variables playing in Osun, and of course, maybe when we get there, I'm going to also mention some of them.
Santiago Stocker, Resident Program Director, International Republican Institute (IRI), posited that Nigeria and all stakeholders must ensure that not just having conversations, but put in great effort to implement recommendations and enforce sanctions that will go a long way to deter intending perpetrators.
Issue: property destruction, restrictions on campaigning, and vote buying. All forms of illegal election malfeasance paved the way for widespread violence. Governors and officials of major parties who were complicit in such activity largely escaped unscathed. National peace pledges failed to halt the sharp upward trend in election violence, and the stiff penalties for malfeasance and violence in the 2022 Electoral Act went largely unenforced. The international community failed to credibly use sanctions as a deterrent to violence, and the use of strategic election violence, often along ethnic lines, not only undermined the credibility of the 2023 elections, but will cast a long shadow over future electoral contests. These risks were understood in the lead up to elections.
This data is a source of concern to all. Outstanding citizens, sustained democracy and development of Nigeria should be our guiding principles going forward. Mohammed Jinadu, Voice TV Nigeria.